Can you tell us what your name is and where you're at?
Yeah, I'm Alex from New York. I'm here at the Republican National Convention to see the protest and participate if at all possible. And overall, I think the protests have been fairly successful at overshadowing the Republican Party, at least on the first day. Now, everything does seem to have died down now. And this march I find here, I don't know, seems like it's going to march them downtown in the middle of a curfew and probably just get arrested, but if people want to do that, that's power to the people.
And what are the specific issues that people are protesting as you've been involved this past week?
Well, a lot of people have a sort of knee-jerk anti-imperialism or knee-jerk anti-Republican message. I think a lot of people, particularly younger people, are wising up a bit and understanding that it's not just Bush and not just McCain, it's the whole system of exploitation, capitalism. And then hopefully some of the younger people also understanding that some sort of knee-jerk, idiotic Leninism, which isn't the solution either, but some sort of decentralized, directly controlled, directly democratic, some sort of autonomous organization is the way of the future. My main issue I'm interested in is not really being addressed. I'm interested in climate change. I think climate change is an issue that neither Barack Obama, John McCain, or any Kyoto Accords are going to address sufficiently. I think the only thing that will address it is a major shift in the social fabric of our civilization, and that is going to come whether we like it or not. Hopefully some people here can spread the message, and I'm looking forward to hopefully people come energized by what's happening. There's been a lot of talk about how some protesters have caused, broken windows and other such things, and I would say that how that behavior may alienate people, but if you think about it, I was in the Cincinnati riots, just kind of happened to be nearby when they happened. I don't think that a destroyed...
That
was 2001.
Okay.
I don't think that a destroyed police car alienates anyone. I think most people can, maybe some middle-class liberals might be slightly offended by a smashed police car, might become scared. I think they're just revealing that their true interest lies upholding the system. I think most poor people, a lot of people of color, even myself, a lot of people recognize the police are just a violent gang. Their behavior here, even though it's unconstitutional, not surprising. A lot of people understand and sympathize with destroyed police cars, and maybe in the future, at protests, there'll be more.
What do you say to the argument that the police are here for your protection and they're paid for by your tax dollars?
Yeah, they're paid for by my tax dollars, but only because I have no choice in the matter. I think the police are obviously not here for our protection. I would rather be protected by my friends and people I know who would maybe prevent me from being arrested by the police than by the police who I've seen. If you look at last night, they tear gas and pepper sprayed a bunch of Rage Against the Machine fans. The day before, I missed that. The day before, I was at the Poor People's Economic March. Really peaceful march. People did this fairly idiotic, nonviolent pledge, and the second thereafter, the police more or less...
And what was idiotic about it?
It was very idiotic because I think if you say, oh, we're going to be nonviolent, and then the police proceed to attack you, then maybe you should think about that strategy and its effectiveness. So when you're being attacked, most animals, most rational people defend themselves and fight back. To say, oh, we're going to sit here and take it is some sort of moralistic stance is fine if you're like a rich white person. It's totally not the case for most Americans.
And what do you have to say to...
And also I think that it was very disempowering for the march to put people in a situation where they were all clearly going to be arrested and hurt, and then say, oh, don't worry, somehow nonviolence will magically protect us, when in reality, people just get hurt into your gas anyway. So I'm hoping a lot of people there understood that for the future that, nonviolence fundamentally cannot and will not protect you against police violence. I think this march right here is going to find that out in about half an hour. They're going to walk right into a bunch of police who are probably going to beat them up and doesn't really matter that they're protesting. You know, the government has not and never will care about constitutional rights or liberties. It's simply a story they tell people in order to get people to pay taxes and generally be civil. Ultimately, I think the fact of the matter is that institutions like the government and police only exist because we believe in them. And fundamentally, the real fear is that by watching people willing to commonly organize and fight back, that people might realize that they don't need a government or police. And I think that's the real fear. The fear of that concept, they're afraid of that fundamental concept getting out to lots of people. I think they're much more afraid of that than a broken window or even a hurt police officer.
Well, the crowd's about to break up here. Last question for you. Thank you very much for elaborating on what you think.
Thanks a lot.
Last question. When we say civic engagement, what you think that means?
Civil society is and has been a myth. The only thing that will prevent will help people survive is self-organization, and you can't rely on the police or the government or some mythical civil society to organize with you. I hope people do engage in the reality of the very brutal regime that we're in and the very scary room we're entering, but I think as soon as you engage in the issues, you really engage intellectually and look at the science, look at the politics, and you hopefully realize that, you know, the only choice is self-organization and self-defense. The Black Panther Party had it right. It's unclear what this generation's going to do, but I hope they learn from their past.